Hey, Coach Craig Proctor. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hey, thanks for tuning in with me. Today, we're going to talk about how to get listings in this crazy real estate market that we have where there's hardly any inventory at all. So, thank you for joining me. We all want the listings. Since the pandemic began, having the listings was great. So, we're going to talk about how to do that. But I think most of you would agree that the problem we have right now is the seller will not list their home until we can find them another property. Okay, so you have sellers right now, you have prospects that would like to make a move, they own a house, but if you can't find them another property, they're not going to list their house for sale because they know what would happen, right? Their home would sell in a couple of hours or a couple of days, and it would sell way over the asking price. So how many of you agree that you have prospects, you have future sellers that would love to make a move if you could find them a property, but again, you can't find them a property because there's a lack of inventory. You've been trying, right? You've been sending the prospects, your buyers who have homes for sale, you've been setting them up on daily emails, and there either is just nothing that's come up for them, or even worse, by the time a home comes on the market that's a good fit for your prospect, it's either already sold or there's 5 or 10 other offers on it. So we got to look at that and think, am I really doing a great job for my buyer if the only way they're going to be able to buy a property is to spend $100,000 more than any other buyer would, to pay more for that home than any other buyer in your city would buy that property for? Are we really doing a great service? Are we really representing our buyer in that situation? Or can we do better? So we're going to talk today about the ultimate offer that you can make both your buyers and sellers, which is helping them get access to the properties they want that are not already listed yet. Okay, so we're going to talk about how you can get access to unlisted and off-market properties. First of all, how many of you agree that would be a really good offer to be able to make to buyers and sellers? Instead of just saying, hey, I can send you daily emails of homes that are on MLS, imagine if you could also say that you could get them access to off-market or unlisted properties. So we're going to talk today about how to do that. So again, this is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor, just in case you're joining me a little bit late. Let's start off with asking you, what marketplace are you in? If you could type in to the comments what city you're from. I always like to get referrals going back and forth within Craig Proctor Nation. As soon as we have some of our members that they have a referral in another part of the country, they immediately go to our list and we look at our Facebook Lives and the people in our private Facebook group, which, by the way, how many of you would like an invitation to get into my private Facebook group? If you'd like to do that, type in private group and I'll get you an invitation. Right now, I'm going live on my business page, but all the good stuff happens inside my private Facebook group. And no, you don't have to be a Craig Proctor member to join. I would like you to meet Craig Proctor members, see how successful they are, kind of get to know them, and you'll learn some information that you can apply into your business so you can start making money right now. So I also have a handout for you today. I've prepared some information that I just want to give away to you for free. So for those of you that wait to the end of the call, this is what the free report looks like. Again, that's our topic, how to get listings in this crazy market. And there's about, 5 or 6 pages here that we're going to cover today. So I want you just to pay attention to me here today as I go through the dilemma that we have and how to solve this problem so you can be really successful in your market and you can make more money. So since the pandemic started, we've got a massive shortage of inventory. Your buyers can't buy if they can't find a property, and some of these buyers have a house to sell. We have to understand, and I've been preaching this for years, that the easiest way to get a home seller to raise their hand is to get the home seller to respond first as a buyer. How many of you would agree with that? Let me know in the comments if you agree. The easiest way to get a listing is to get the home seller to raise their hand first as a buyer, because that's the natural thing that happens, right? Before a home seller decides to list their home on the market, the first thing they think about is, well, where am I going to go to, right? They're in thinking about where am I going to go. And if we can't find them a property, they are not going to list their property. And I know you have clients like that right now. So the typical offer I mean like the words that come out of your mouth that we've been taught in real estate school, and maybe by your broker, and maybe, just what you've observed in real estate by looking around at all the other agents. What we've been taught to say to buyers is we've been taught to say, hey, you should work with me because I can email you the new homes on MLS that match your criteria. But again, they can do that themselves today, right? And every other agent that you're competing against makes that same offer to buyers. Hey, if you work with me, I'll send you daily updates, daily emails of all the homes that match the criteria. So we've got a couple problems here. Number one, that offer kind of falls on deaf ears with buyers because it's something they can get access to themselves, right? They could sit on their couch at 2 in the afternoon and access that same information, get these daily updates. Your offer is also the same offer that's being made by other real estate agents. What's the other things that we've been taught to say to buyers? We've been taught to say, hey, if you work with me, I'm a really good negotiator and I'm going to help you negotiate the best price. Well, here's the problem. I think you'll agree that now that the buyers have access to the listings on MLS, the buyer could contact the listing agent, go directly through the listing agent, and we hear buyers say this, right? I could negotiate a better deal by just going around you, going directly to the listing agent. So all these things that we've been taught to say, right? I'm going to get you the information, I'm going to negotiate for you, or even just the fact that we say, I'm going to represent you. Now, don't get me wrong. I really do believe that every buyer should have a realtor represent them. So we're not talking about what I believe here. What we're talking about is what the buyers believe. Let me know in the comments if you're a little bit frustrated or you kind of agree with the point that I'm making here, that all the stuff they teach us to say in real estate school, what we're normally taught to say is not working as well. Okay, it's falling on deaf ears. And even if you were to email the buyers the daily updates, by the time the buyer knows about the new listing, it's either already sold, right? Or even worse, there's 10 or 15 other offers on the property. So the only way your buyer is going to be victorious is if they're willing to, in my marketplace, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars over the asking price. So are we doing the best job possible for our buyers if the only way your buyer is going to get a house is they have to pay more money than any other buyer in the whole city thinks the house is worth? Or could we make a better offer? And that's what I'm here today to talk to you about. There are lots of houses. They may not be for sale, but let's agree there are more houses now than ever before. So I want to talk to you about how to use very specific target marketing to find the buyer a home that's not already listed for sale. Now remember, we're not talking about pocket listings or anything that's not allowed. We're talking about homes that are not for sale yet. So basically, here's how this would work. When you're talking to a buyer, and it's easy to get buyers, right? That's not our problem. The offer that you should make to buyers, instead of saying, hey, I can email you just the homes that are on MLS, what if you said to the buyer, also, I can get you access to off-market and unlisted properties as well? And your buyer's going to say, well, how would that work? And you would say, well, simply tell me what you're looking for. You know, the neighborhood, the price range, 3-4 bedroom. Tell me what you're looking for. And then I'm going to use my marketing expertise and my specific target marketing, and I'm going to market to that neighborhood to find a seller that hasn't yet listed their home but would like to. You see, there's a lot of sellers right now, or would-be sellers, that would actually prefer just to get their home sold immediately without having to go through the normal process, without having to go through the the video tours, the virtual tours, the broker, all the stuff that's involved. We know there's a lot of sellers out there that would prefer just to get it done quickly. Why? For convenience sake. This is why we have a lot of iBuyer companies, right? If we look at OfferPad and Open Door and Zillow Offers, they're not doing it anymore, but there are companies out there that have discovered that there's a certain percentage of sellers that for convenience would be willing to take a little bit less for their house and not have to go through all the hassle. Now, that's true that most sellers would prefer to do it the traditional way, and sell their house for the most amount of money, but we can't say this is a thing. So if you were my buyer, we're not looking for every home, we're just looking for one house for you. So if I said to you, tell me what you're looking for, and you said, well, Craig, I'm looking for, in this neighborhood called Glenway Estates, I'm looking for a home there. What I would do is I would send a direct mail letter out to every home in Glenway Estates. Now, I would have the letter come from you, the buyer, not your last name, but just your first name. So the letter would sound something like this. Hi, this is your name. I'm looking for a home in Glenway Estates. You probably noticed there's not a lot of houses for sale. We're looking for, whatever it is, a 4-bedroom, 2-story property. We've been pre-approved for financing. We're pretty flexible on closing, and we're willing to make a full market value for the right property. And we're working with real estate agent Craig Proctor. Of course, this would be your name. And you can reach Craig. You can call him or text him at this number. If you're thinking about making a move, it would be done quickly, right? We just come over, look at it. If we like it, we would do the deal without all the showings and without everything that goes along with the traditional process. You will get calls, okay? You will get calls. Now, you may get the seller respond with, hey, is this do you really have a buyer, or is this some kind of trick to get my listing? Now, the thing is you really do have buyers, right? So think of how simple this is. Normally, what we're taught to do in real estate is we're taught to advertise a house, right? Your listing. We're taught to advertise a house to get buyers to call you. And what we're doing in this crazy market is we're just going to flip it around. You're advertising your buyer to get the house. Does everybody see that? Okay, instead of advertising the house to get buyers, like old school, like the way we normally do it, in this crazy market, you have buyers, right? And I can easily show you how to get lots of buyers. That's not the problem. So we're going to advertise the buyer to find the house. So when you use this kind of marketing, and you can run it on Facebook, you could run it on Facebook Marketplace, by the way, like one of my members did, Sherry, and I think she got 4 sellers respond. Well, her buyer wasn't going to buy 4 properties. Her buyer's only going to buy 1 property. So maybe she can get the other sellers listed. But keep in mind, there are people out there that would like to move, that if you approach them with the right message, which is, hey, we have a buyer, they've been pre-qualified, they're flexible on closing, they're willing to pay full market value, you would get a couple of sellers to raise their hand. Now, the nice thing about this, of course, is you're double-ending the listing. And, of course, the easiest way to get along with the other agent is when there is no other agent, right? There's no personality conflicts that way. How many of you like this idea? Let me know in the comments if you see how this might make sense. Okay, and this is in theory. I've got hundreds of Craig Proctor members that are successfully doing this right now. Now, in this example, the seller in Glenway Estates that got my direct mail letter that talked about the buyer that we have for their property, when they call you, they might say, okay, but where would I go? I got your letter and I understand you have a buyer, but if your buyer was to buy my home, where would I go to? To which we could say, well, that letter that you got from me? We would do the same thing for you. You simply tell us the neighborhood, the price range that you're looking in, and we're going to use our specific target marketing, and we'll go out to that neighborhood, and we're going to find you a home. We'll find you sellers that are interested in having a cash offer. So you can do this over and over again. And when you start to put these chains together, you could actually make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, so it's worth the effort for all of you to learn how to do this. But it is the ultimate offer right now. If you agree with me, there's hardly any homes for sale, and you agree that you've got seller prospects that would like to move, but 100% no way are they going to list their house until you can find them another property, this is the way to do it. Let's not be lazy about this. Let's not just be passive and email our buyers what's on MLS. Let's go the extra mile and also try to market to the neighborhood that they're interested in and try to find a seller that's not listed. And just to handle this whole pocket listing thing, remember, I am not listing the seller's house, right? So if the seller in Glenaway Estates responded to my buyer letter, I am just doing like a for sale by owner agreement. In no way am I representing the seller. Like if I listed that home on MLS, I would be obligated to put it on MLS. I don't want to do that, right? I've got a buyer that wants to buy it. So if you ask your broker owner, you're just going to use like a commission agreement. Like if you brought your buyer to a FSBO, it's that type of an agreement. You're not representing the seller. You just want an agreement in place to make sure that you get paid. So this is just a very wonderful way for you to set yourself apart from all the other agents, make the ultimate offer to both buyers and sellers to get them to raise their hands. Now, I've put together a special report. I want to teach you guys how to do this. No strings attached. I don't need your money. I'm good. I just want to help you implement some of these ideas so you can see that there is help on the way here, that there are better ways to do this business. I've been working with over 30,000 agents over the last 20 years. Some of the top real estate agents in all of North America are my students. So I want to let you into like what they're doing. And again, if you join my private group, my private Facebook group, by just typing in private group, I'll get you an invitation. You'll get more information. You'll get to meet them and hang out with them. But in this marketing piece here, we talk about how to get listings in this crazy market. Here's the key. Without cold calling, without door knocking, without chasing, I want to teach you how to get good buyers and sellers coming to you. So I talk about how to get your list of off-market properties. I mean, it's a good idea, right? Being able to offer buyers and sellers what they can't get anywhere else. Keep in mind what you're offering here. The buyer can't get it on their own, right? And they can't get this from other agents. So you have like this exclusive offer that they really, really want. I also I've got other mailers that we use as well. Right now, with the market as hot as it is, there's a lot of sellers, of course, that are tempted to sell for sale by owner. You can't blame them, right? You know, they see all these homes in their neighborhood going up and down in a matter of hours. So this is one of our marketing pieces here, how to sell your home and avoid paying a commission, how to sell it by yourself. And that's really good because what we do is we educate the seller on all the things that they would need to do to save the commission. And of course, most sellers, when the rubber hits the road, they're not actually going to sell it themselves. Some of them will try, but eventually you'll get many of those listings as well. This is the letter here. We would love to buy your home. And you can see you would have like the sign, you know, for Glenaway Estates or whatever neighborhood they're interested in. And I like, the letter could come from you, but I do like having the letter come from the buyer. And if you want to be, you know, really flying underneath their advertising radar, what you do is actually mail out a letter. Okay, so this is a postcard I showed you, but you can actually mail out a letter. So how many of you would like to get that? If you'd like to get this information, just type in free gift. We'll call it free gift into the comments below, okay? And I'll send you the collateral material so you can start to do this. But I thought it would be good to come on and sort of explain the concept here so everybody understood why this is working. If you don't understand this concept, I mean, hopefully this material will explain it and we can introduce you to other agents that are using this approach and doing very, very well. But again, what we're being taught, what we've been taught to say to buyers and sellers is less effective today. I'm not going to say it doesn't work at all, but if you're still saying to the buyer, oh, you should work with me because I'm going to email you properties you can already get on your own. That's the same thing that all the agents are saying. And again, the buyer knows they can do it themselves. If you're talking about representation, a lot of the buyers today would rather do most of the searching on their own. Let me know if you agree with that in the comments. You know, just like when I go to buy a car, I might go in the evening to the car dealership because I don't want to deal with the salesperson, right? I don't need the salesperson to tell me what color car I need. How many of you are like me where you like to do a little bit of research online? You want to do as much as the work as you possibly can without a salesperson? Well, home buyers today are much like that. So the more information we can offer them and the more that we can do exclusively, so it's information or things that the buyers and sellers can't do on their own, the more they're going to want you. And I love the fact that with this approach, if the buyer said in this example, oh, Craig, okay, well, you've got these off-market properties. Could you just email me a link or pictures of these off-market properties? No, I can't because they don't exist. They're not listed yet, right? So a lot of times that happens, right? When you're speaking to a buyer and you say, hey, I can get you access to properties. They just say, yeah, I'll just email them to me, right? Just email me the properties on MLS. That's what I love about this. There are no email, there are no properties to email, there are no pictures to send. Here's how it works. When the seller responds to your marketing of, I've got a buyer, okay, and they contact you, the next step would be you would go look at the future seller's house, right? They haven't listed it yet, right? You're just looking at it saying, I've got a buyer. Why are you going to go look at the house? A couple of reasons. Number one, obviously you want to make sure that that house is a good match for your buyer, but you also want to make sure that the seller is going to compensate you, that you're going to get paid if you bring a buyer. So you're going to just do a quick introduction commission agreement, right? If I bring this buyer to your home, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, and they buy it, I get paid, but I'm not representing you, I'm representing my buyer. Okay, so now after viewing the home, you would know, okay, this is a good fit for my buyer, and I'm going to get paid. Okay, because the buyer's not paying you, you're getting paid from the seller. Even though you're not representing the seller, it's a commission agreement. Then you can call your buyer and say, hey, look, I've got a house that I think will be pretty good for you. Maybe 2 or 3 sellers responded. Maybe you've got 2 or 3 off-market properties you can show them. Now we've got some leverage to get the buyer signed to a buyer agreement, right? If you're going to go spend your money and your time finding the buyer homes that are not on the market, off-market and unlisted properties, don't you think you've got some leverage to get the buyer signed up to a buyer agreement? And let's face it, the buyer's not paying you anything. You're getting compensated from the seller, even though you're representing the buyer. I know that sounds weird, but that's how it works. So now you've got buyers who maybe were reluctant to committing to you and signing a buyer agreement, willing to do so. And you've got sellers that are willing to pay you a commission to get this done quickly. Again, let me repeat it. This is not for every seller. I agree. Most sellers would go through the normal process of listing their home and going through all of the showings, and they would probably sell their home for more money. However, we can't say this isn't a thing. Think of all the tens of thousands of homes that sell every single month to iBuyer companies, right? People want convenience. You might say to yourself, well, I would never do that as a seller, and that's probably true. But there are sellers that don't want to go through the regular hassle, and they would prefer, even though they know they're selling their home for a little bit less, just to get the quick, instant cash offer. I'll give you an example. When you're buying a new car, how many of you would prefer just to drive your old car into the dealership, right, and drive off with your new car, even though you know the seller or the car dealership is going to sell your car for more than they're going to make a profit, right? You're going to get less for your car than if you sold your car yourself, but you're good with it, right? Right? Let me flip it around. If you sold your car yourself, your used car yourself, would you sell it for more money than driving it into the dealership as a trade-in? Yeah, probably. But for convenience sake, most of us would prefer just to drive the old car in to the dealership and drive out with the new one. Same thing here in real estate. There is a percentage of home sellers where this offer is going to be really attractive. So I send out my marketing. Maybe I get 3 or 4 sellers to respond. Again, my buyer is not going to buy all 3 or 4. My buyer is only going to buy 1. And I can do this over and over and over again. So if you're interested in getting this collateral material, type in free gift. Also, please let me know what marketplace you're in, because we are getting a ton of referrals within Craig Proctor Nation. And here's what's important. We don't want to refer clients to agents that don't get it. Just like I'm sure you don't want to refer your buyers or sellers to someone that's inexperienced or incompetent. So don't be shy. Type in the marketplace that you serve, because this is the first place we go when we start sending clients back and forth. Okay? And if you want an invitation to my private Facebook group, just type in private group and we'll send you an invite. We'll get you inside there. I think we got like 5,500 top realtors that are exchanging ideas and referrals all the time. Also, one more thing. I have an upcoming conference coming up. If you want to come to a live conference with me for 3 days, okay, we also are going to stream it virtually if you don't want to do live. But all you have to do is type in details. Type in the word details, and we'll get you information on our upcoming trainings, our 3-day super conference. Again, it's a physical conference. It's going to be in Anaheim, California. We've got another one in Florida, but we're going to be streaming them virtually. So if you're interested in attending one of my upcoming conferences, just type the word details into the comments and we'll get you that information as well. So we covered quite a bit today. Did you guys like it? Did you find this helpful? Remember my story here, folks. For those that don't know you, within 3 years of me having my real estate license, I became the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world. How the heck did that happen? How did I go from as dumb as a pile of rocks to within 36 months of having my real estate license, selling more real estate, making more money than any other RE/MAX agent in the world? The answer, marketing. Okay, marketing. A lot of you guys are great agents, right? You don't have any problem when you've got a buyer that's ready to buy, when you get in front of the buyer seller. I'm not saying we can't get better at that, but I want to show you how to get more top tier clients. Okay, not buying leads from Zillow or Realtor, not cold calling, door knocking. You don't have to sit. All that stuff is unnecessary. I want to show you how to replace those old school techniques with smart, modern marketing. Okay, marketing that attracts the best buyers and sellers, automatically sifts and sorts them. I want to give you the scripts so you understand how to reach buyers and sellers, exactly what to say, how to determine their motivation and timing, and what offers should come out of your mouth to compel the very best buyers and sellers to want to meet with you. You see, if it's really difficult to convince buyers and sellers to meet with you, it just means your offer is not right. Okay, the offer, the words that come out of your mouth. If you have the right offer, if you're offering buyers and sellers something they really want, they will run to meet with you. Okay, and that was my success. Okay, that's how I did it. Within 3 years of getting my real estate license, I figured out direct response marketing. I figured out that the easiest way to sell real estate is to simply determine what it is that buyers and sellers want and offer that, and then make it easy, okay, and non-threatening for buyers to step forward, and then build a relationship with them. That's what we're doing here with Omnipresence. Let's look at our call here today. I didn't call any of you to be here today, right? And what I'm doing right now didn't cost me any money at all, right? And I made a presentation to you. How many of you never really knew me before, right? So we got to meet each other. Some of you have been on my Facebook Lives before, but I've got an opportunity here to kind of build a relationship, get to know my style. I'm basically making a presentation to you. I want to teach you how to do the same thing. I want to teach you how to use social media to attract buyers and sellers that don't know you. Okay, once they start watching your Facebook Lives, they'll be pixel. Like right now, if you liked this video, smash the blue thumbs up. Give me a blue thumbs up right now. Like this page. Okay, let's do that right now because I want to teach you something. If you smash the blue thumbs up, if you like this page, okay, and the fact that you've been watching this, Facebook has pixeled you. Automatically, Facebook has pixeled you. So what that means is the next time that I go live, you're going to see me in your news feed. And if you want to make sure, just turn on notifications. So every time I go live, you're going to get me in the news feed. And it doesn't cost me any money to do this, right? How many of you would like to learn at no charge how to do this? You'd like to learn how to go live on Facebook. It won't cost you any money at all. Do presentations, and then take those presentations and make sure they're in the news feeds of the best buyers and sellers in your marketplace. Yes, this is called smart modern marketing. Folks, this is 2022. I'm never going to tell you ever to make a cold call. I'm never going to tell you to do 90% of the stuff that you're doing right now. If you look at the top real estate agents in the country, they are Craig Proctor members. They're making millions of dollars a year. If you take a look at the top Keller Williams agent in the world, she uses the Craig Proctor system. We will show you, whether you're a solo agent or whether you have a team or a large team, I will show you how to get to the next level. But you got to come into the private Facebook group, type in private group. And for those of you that are really serious, here's what you should do. You should just book a call with me and my team. Just book a call. It's a free call. What would a phone call? Nothing. Actually, we'll do it over Zoom. If someone could type into the comments, Proctor Call, so my name, proctorcall.com. That's a clickable link. My team and I are willing to spend an hour with you. We would ask you a bunch of questions about where you are and where you want to go in your business, and we would give you, for free, our advice. And if you find that this call is extremely helpful, you might say to yourself, well, gee, if 1 hour with Craig, which was free, was really helpful, maybe I'd like to work closer with Craig. We would love that. But there's no obligation. You could come on a call with us, talk to us for an hour. If you're not impressed or whatever, you can just keep doing what you're doing, right? But nothing ventured, nothing gained. There's no downside to booking a free call. So how many of you are interested in learning how to do this? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Remember, give me a thumbs up, like this page, and it would be great to share this with other real estate agents you know. Maybe you want to share this with your broker. Your broker wants to help the agents in your office, right? Or maybe you don't want to share it with your broker because you want to keep this all to yourself. Hey, I kind of get it. This is really, really good stuff. If you want to find out how I became one of the top real estate agents in North America, and if you want to connect with thousands of other Craig Proctor realtors that are making millions of dollars a year, get inside of our private Facebook group. Or better yet, attend our conference. Just type in, type in conference details. Okay, conference details. Another option, just go to craigproctor.com. If you're in Southern California, by the way, we're doing a bunch of free events in Southern California. Go to craigproctor.com. You can check those out. So I want to thank everybody for being with me today. Remember, order the free report. Get inside the private Facebook group. Did you find this incredibly helpful? Let me know in the comments if you found this incredibly helpful. All right, folks, we're going to see you again next time. Thank you so much for watching. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. Take care and have a good day. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.